Every era has its frontier. A line between what is and what's next. We've played the game, built the legends, carried the weight. But this is different. This is where the game leaves the ground. No limits, no ceiling. No looking back. This isn't the next season. This is the next frontier.
You're looking at the NCAA single-season home run queen, Megan Grant, who's on another quest for history, chasing this single-season AUSL record already with 7 home runs in her rookie campaign. On the other side, a former teammate of hers at UCLA, Maya Brady, second game back, already making her presence felt in the lineup again as one of the best players in the league. We welcome you to Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, as we get set for a massive matchup in the AUSL. Less than 2 weeks, or about 2 weeks left in this season. Portland and Oklahoma City, Game 2, the last time these two will meet in this season. Alongside Amanda Scarborough, I'm Chucky Kemp. Anna Camden joins us shortly on the field. Amanda, such a big game, and what do you need when you are in these moments? You need your best players. Maya Brady returned last night, has already made a huge impact.
You could tell that she makes such a difference in this Spark team as their leadoff hitter and one of the best hitters, quite frankly, in the entire world. When she was injured, the Spark could feel it. They were struggling, not hitting as well, but Maya Brady stepped back into the box in last night's game, and it was a jolt. They run-rolled the Cascade last night, but before she got hurt, Maya Brady was tearing up pitchers. She was on fire, home run after home run, RBI after RBI, and then she could use her speed, her athleticism. She won't be playing center field tonight, although that's where she was before she got injured, but offensively, this is what she's already done, leading the league in a lot of different categories. Just a complete hitter, and really one of the best hitters in the entire world.
Still up there in runs and home runs, despite missing 4 complete games and the majority of a 5th. Tonight in the circle for the Spark is Elena Vaughter, third-year pro. She's from Kansas City, Missouri, started her career at Stanford, finished at South Carolina. Kind of deceptive numbers because she's only thrown 3 2/3 innings pitched, and 3 of her 4 earned runs came in just 2/3 of an inning against Chicago.
Yeah, I spoke to Elena Vaughter before the game. She was looking forward to getting her first start since coming back from Japan and wants to settle into this game early.
Vaughter, one of 3 pitchers who returned from Japan to help bolster this Spark pitching staff. She misses outside with ball 1 to Corby Otis. It's a Portland lineup that desperately needs to get going. Otis leads off, then Megan Grant, who was 2 for 3 with a home run, a double, and 2 RBIs yesterday. It was 2 of their 3 runs in a run rule loss in just 5 innings. Portland 8-7 on the year as Otis blasts one to left. No doubt about it. A weekend's worth of frustration taken out on one swing.
Wow. You hear the phrase, a cliche, getting your best swing off in our game, and I think you just saw it from Corby Otis. Holy cow, she demolished this ball. Drop ball, did not get in enough or down enough. A no-doubter, 84 miles an hour off of her bat, which is one of the highest exit velocities that we have seen in this AUSL season, 280 feet. Wow, what a statement by Otis.
That was not the scariest power hitter in this lineup for Portland. It's this one right here, Megan Grant, who takes strike 1 after jumping ahead 1-0 in the count. Grant chasing the single-season home run record. She's tied for first in the league, 7 home runs in her rookie campaign. Her and Sammy Williams. Grant pops this up. Long run for Romero, who makes a nice catch for the first out of the inning. And let's go to Anna with Corby Otis.
Corby, You guys have been in a rough stretch. What was the conversation in the locker room coming into this one about how you wanted to come out?
I think we really just took a look at ourselves and figured out who we are. We know who we are, how we play. And so I think we just got back to our roots and being really confident about that.
And what'd you see on that pitch? How'd you feel?
I mean, we prepared for it, so I was just going up there trying to hunt a strike, and I got one.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
No team needed a swing like that more than Portland right now with the way their offense has struggled. This does not have enough in it in foul territory. Tough play, but Amari Harper, who's so versatile, gets the start at first and makes a nice one in foul territory.
And take a little drop step like she does in the outfield. We saw her do that in yesterday's game for the final out in left field. But Amari Harper, another rookie over there at first base, she is so versatile. You could put her anywhere.
Strike one to Kennedy Powell. A lot of movement in the Portland lineup coming into this game, Amanda. Corby Otis, Megan Grant, Kenley Cahalan, those things kind of stay the same, but Kennedy Powell, Sis Bates, Kendra Falby, the next three up in this order is a much different look than what we've seen this year.
They're used to seeing a big power hitter there in the middle of the order, but the Cascade taking a different approach with Powell and Sis Bates and Falby, three hitters that have been hitting at the bottom of the order for them that had high on base percentage, have been making things happen. So they move them up in the order to get them some more at bats after some power hitters and Otis, Grant, and Cahalan. So kind of an unorthodox lineup that Cascade are bringing out today, just trying to get on an offensive roll and trying to win a game.
Back to Vaughter. Great response from Elena Vaughter after the leadoff home run from Corby Otis. So Maya Brady and the Spark coming up next in a one-run hole. Brady, one of the best in the world right now. She will lead it off. Welcome back to Oklahoma City. Bottom of the first, Portland on the board with that Corby Otis solo home run to start the game. An absolute blast.
All right, okay, team, it's time for our first aid meeting. It's time to make some noise. Let's hear it.
Thank you, Beth. We welcome you all to Oklahoma City. AUSL action to wrap up Women's Sports Sunday here on ESPN alongside Amanda Scarborough and Anna Camden. I am Chucky Kemp. This is a big game in the AUSL standings. Portland up a game and a half on Oklahoma City. Everybody chasing those top three spots. We've got some mega stars in this one as well, and you're about to see one at the plate. Maya Brady, 2 games back, Amanda, but we already saw her presence felt last night in that win.
She was injured and missed several games. And during that time, Oklahoma City really struggled. They went on a losing streak, but the Oklahoma City Spark that we have seen, not even the game before Maya Brady came back yesterday, this has been a different looking offense, one that has been on a mission, scoring a lot of runs. So adding her back to the equation only makes them stronger. Without her, they really struggled. That 1-4 record, their batting average went down, didn't hit as many home runs, didn't score as many runs per game. She is starting out this season, when we started in early June, absolutely on fire, hitting the ball with authority and using her pure athleticism that she brings in the box.
Anna told us last night, Amber Flores telling her just the impact Maya has in the dugout, whether she's in the field or not. But when you know she's playing, when you know she's a part of your lineup, there's a confidence that her teammates get from that. 2 hits last night. There's Amber Flores, the head coach for Oklahoma City, started Oklahoma in her playing days. 1-1 count. Brady fouls it off and falls behind 1-2.
And this is the first game that the Spark are going to have their entire offense 1 through 9 back in the lineup, with Jessie Warren getting off the injured list as well. They'll be facing Carly Hoover, who played in college at LSU and is a veteran on this Portland Cascade pitching staff, and they need a veteran start in the circle from Carly Hoover. They've been struggling, quite frankly, the last 5 starts that they've had, and this is going to be the first start that Carly Hoover has had, just like Elena Vaughter on the other side for Oklahoma City, since they both returned back from the Japan Diamond League, where they were playing professionally and came to the AUSL late.
First start for Hoover, 3.82 ERA, longtime professional in Japan. And Brady swings through it. That is the perfect start for Carly Hoover in Portland.
And Carly Hoover took a little bit off of this pitch, but after Maya Brady jamming her up a couple of times with those foul balls, getting inside hard, she takes about 5 miles an hour off of this pitch for an off-speed pitch, also inside, and ties her up. She's not on time, Maya Brady isn't. That's a big out for Carly Hoover.
Brady does not strike out often. That is just the 5th time all year that Maya has gone down on strikes. If you were ranking the hottest hitters in the league right now, Sydney Romero would be top 3 and probably not 3rd. She'd be right there with Sammy Williams. It's on an excellent run, 3-game multi-hit streak, 2 for 3 yesterday, a double, a home run, and drove in 5. And she has homered in 3 of the last 4 games.
Sydney Romero came into this season in maybe the best shape she's ever been in. You could tell that in the offseason, while she was coaching at Oregon as an assistant coach with the Oregon softball team, that she put in the time and dedication and effort to get herself ready for this AUSL season. And she has been driving the ball all over the ballpark and hitting with a high exit velocity.
Takes strike 2 on that stretch that I was talking about, how great she's been. The exit velocity on her hits over 70 miles per hour on average. Told us that yesterday. She said she feels stronger. Just tips that pitch to stay alive.
Well, you can tell with the way that she's playing defense. Sydney Romero is a defender that can play anywhere in the infield. I mean, you could probably put her in the outfield too. I mean, she's that athletic and that good with her glove. But this year, finding herself on a Spark team, an expansion team in the AUSL, and she got taken from her Talons team, which she was on the Utah Talons last year, and now she's on the Spark this year, and finding herself at shortstop and playing great defense.
Forces a full count here against Carly Hoover in the 1st inning. If you're new to the AUSL, these are the 2 expansion teams in year 2 of this league's existence, Portland and Oklahoma City. Romero fouls another pitch off. The playoffs have changed. Last year it was just the top 2 teams in a best-of-3 series. Now the top 3 teams in the standings will make it to College Station, where the championship will be held at Davis Diamond. There'll be a play-in game, 1-game play-in between the 2 and 3 seed for a chance to play the number 1 seed in a 3-game series. Hoover just missing that pitch at about 70 miles per hour. We've seen Brady, who was great yesterday in her return, a pair of hits, some RBIs, Romero and McKinney. And you mentioned it, Amanda, first time they've had their entire lineup available, in part due to injury, in part due to Sydney McKinney having just arrived a few games ago from Japan. McKinney falls behind in the count, 0-1, fourth-year pro, played her college ball at Wichita State. Oklahoma City has won 2 games in a row, but they're still on a tough stretch, which they've lost 8 of their last 12. Popped up by McKinney, and now there are 2 strikes.
Yeah, talking to their head coach, Amber Flores, before the game, she said this is the most important game of the year for us, understanding where they are in the standings and where Portland is in the standings, and that they have their offensive lineup all together for the first time, with Maya Brady back, with Jessie Warren back, and being able to fill out that lineup card and have veteran after veteran in this Spark lineup, and knowing how powerful this Spark lineup is.
And on the flip side, Portland might be feeling similarly about the importance of this game. Not quite in as desperate of a situation, but they have been struggling mightily. They've lost 3 in a row now, and all 3 of them in run rule fashion.
Which was an oddity for the Cascade with the way that they started the season. Pitching is their strength.
McKinney to center. There is Kendra Falby, one of the best defensive outfielders you'll find. 2 outs.
And the Cascade were drafted to around a strong pitching staff. That's how Jamie Loprice, their general manager, wanted to draft to build this expansion team. And they found themselves just, I don't know, a couple of games ago in 2nd place behind Utah. But that's how close everything is right now. And them losing 3 games in a row has been tough. And you've seen them fall in the standings.
Big swing from Delaney Wiz at that first pitch. She was a member of the Chicago Bandits last year, but in the expansion draft that was held when these 2 teams were announced, she was drafted by Oklahoma City. It's actually teammates with Sid McKinney on that team, and another one of the Spark players, Bubba Nichols-Camarena.
I'll tell you what, you hear Carly Hoover popping this glove today. She is throwing with good velocity, 70, 71 miles an hour. Anything at 70 or above is high velocity in her game. Boom, there it is again, strikeout for Hoover.
Carly Hoover bringing it, and Portland up 1-0 after 1 inning. OKC gonna need a little spark juice. We'll tell you what it is when we come back. 1-0 Cascade after 1 inning here in Oklahoma City. Let's go down to Anna Camden. Anna, what is this spark juice you're talking about?
Well, I have it in my hand here. It's a new addition to the Sparks dugout. Just started a few days ago when Sydney McKinney was cramping mid-game, and she asked for a pickle from the concession stand. And pickles are really well known for relieving cramping very quickly, and the concession stand workers actually just offered this whole jar to them. And now, spark juice is a thing, and anytime that it gets empty, they just refill it at the concession stand. And I'm told by the athletic trainers that every time, 5th inning, Sydney McKinney is most likely going to be taking a shot of pickle juice like clockwork.
Was that ever in your...
No, I'm a hard no
routine?
on anything pickle related. Pickle juice, ugh, no.
Sis Bates, first pitch swinging. McKinney, right on cue, makes the catch out in left field. Maybe mid-game, if you get a little tired, or get a little tight, we'll get you some pickle juice, Amanda. You can try it out.
Not for me. Will you drink that?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Ugh.
Yeah.
No.
Elena Vaughter has retired 4 in a row after that leadoff homer to Corby Otis and delivers strike 1 to Kendra Falby. Let's talk about this offense for Portland. It's just one that seems to be lacking a little bit of identity. So what would your fix be if you were Taraya Flowers, the head coach?
Focusing on high on base percentage. It seems like the few home runs that they're getting from Corby Otis, from Megan Grant, Kenley Cahalan, they're usually with either nobody on or one on. So focusing more on high on base percentage, making these pitchers throw more pitches. I feel like at times they've been some quick outs, and focusing on their speed a little bit more. Players like Kennedy Powell, Sis Bates, Kendra Falby, they have speed in this lineup. I'd like to see them use that speed a little bit more with their short game or taking extra bases, steals, whatever it might be. But I think that they could find an identity with that.
I saw those offensive ranks, bottom 2 in the majority of offensive categories in the league this year. The problem for them on this 3-game losing streak is that the pitching has struggled as well. This is a team built very clearly around the pitching staff as Falby goes to the left side. Jessie Warren, first game back off the 7-day injured list.
Now batting first baseman number 24, Sydney Stewart.
2 outs for Vaughter here in the top of the second.
Yeah, it's such an interesting pitching matchup that we have tonight with Elena Vaughter and Carly Hoover both playing in the Japan Diamond League. And they pitched against each other in the JDL many times. So a lot of familiarity between Elena Vaughter and Carly Hoover going head-to-head today. And Elena Vaughter actually threw Tamia Davidson, the Cascade catcher, last season in the JDL. There's even more familiarity. Tamia Davidson is on deck right now, so they know each other really well. But I think both Carly Hoover and Elena Vaughter, as well as all the other pitchers and players that came from Japan, just trying to find a way to settle in. It's a long trip. It's a lot on them to go from playing in the JDL to the AUSL. And that just happened, what, 10 days ago?
Well, it's incredible, too, because we talked to Georgina Korek, who's one of the best pitchers in the league, plays for Utah earlier this year. The schedule for some of these players is unbelievable. Georgina told us she plays 10, 11 months out of the year between the United States, Australia, Mexico, and Japan.
And it's an honor to play in the Japan Diamond League. That is a very well-known league in our sport, probably the best professional league now with the AUSL, an up-and-coming league. The inaugural season was last season, but JDL, a lot of big-name players have played overseas, including Mia Davidson, who's on deck.
Ooh, that got Sydney Stewart. You could hear it hit her on the knee. That is 68 miles per hour. This is definitely concerning. Question is, can Sydney Stewart continue in this game or not? It's a big bat to pull out of the order, but and Amanda, we could hear that so clearly in the booth.
Yeah, of course, you have that guard around your ankle, but you don't have one there. And Sydney Stewart usually back behind the plate as a catcher for this Cascade team. So looking like, did it hit both of her knees?
I think so. It looked like it hit the front just under and then got her on the back knee too.
I can't imagine how painful that is, but you know she's tough because she catches, taking some foul balls, some pitches in the dirt. You know, she's probably felt it all. Sydney Stewart, a rookie that's getting a chance to play first base tonight, has a big stick.
She just needs to put on the leg guard.
Yeah, while she hits, so
You're
yeah.
sticking with just the ankle foot protection. Here's another catcher, Mia Davidson, swinging first pitch. Mia Davidson, the SEC career home run record holder, 92 in her career at Mississippi State for Sam Ricketts. Now in her 5th season as a pro, of course, Mississippi State reaching the Women's College World Series just down the road here in Oklahoma City for the first time in program history this year. One from Vaughter. Oh, the changeup at 55 is dirty.
And Lita Vaughter will mostly work down in the zone with her drop ball and be able to change speeds there, like a changeup, 55 miles an hour, taking about 13 miles an hour off. You'll see there's Mia Davidson fouling a ball into her front foot as well, so it's not going to feel good. Oftentimes you see that with drop ball pitchers, with the way that the ball is moving down and the way the swing is approaching the ball, they'll foul it off into their front leg. They're 65% drop, mixing that changeup at about a 33% clip, but that's mostly what you're going to see from her down in the zone. There's that changeup again.
First strikeout for Elena Vaughter, just one base runner since that leadoff home run in the game. And the Spark are coming up in the bottom half. How about last night? A fitting celebration across the AUSL on the 4th of July. We'll take you around the league next.
This season with runners in scoring position, she's been almost perfect. Sammy Williams, walk it off in style. And Chicago's win streak keeps going.
Six consecutive wins for the Chicago Bandits. They are up into 2nd place now, and Sammy Williams is likely the best hitter in the league. Amari Harper hit by the very first pitch in the inning, so she is on against Hoover in the bottom of the 2nd. Can you believe what you've seen from Sammy Williams this year?
I cannot. It just seems like she can't get out. What she's doing with runners in scoring position this season, I think she's hitting close to 800 with runners in scoring position. I mean, she has just been a blast to watch. Her defense is getting stronger by the game over at third base. She's playing with a ton of confidence. You know, Maya Brady was in that Player of the Year conversation like Sammy Williams before she got injured. Maya Brady has missed that 4 to 5 games. She came out early in what would have been that 5th game that she actually sustained that injury. But it's hard to believe that Sammy Williams is putting up better numbers than what Maya Brady was doing before she got hurt, because it seemed like Maya Brady was just unbelievable before she got hurt. But Sammy Williams is on another planet right now.
Sammy Williams was not in the AUSL last year. She was taken in the allocation draft. I would say Jenny Dalton-Hill got that one right. Bubba Nichols Camarena at the plate. 2-1 count, nobody out, and 1 on. Takes strike 2.
Just as the season has gone on, we've seen several of these players just step up. I mean, you can point to a player on each of these teams that would be the MVP or Player of the Year for their specific teams, but each team finding their own identity and strength. The Bandits, of course, are putting up crazy offensive numbers led by Sammy Williams, which, I don't know, it's mid-season right now. We're about halfway through. I'd pick her as Player of the Year. Pitcher of the Year, I'd pick Montana Fouts from Alabama. She already has 7 wins on the season, which is an AUSL record, and we have many games left. Defensive Player of the Year, Melissa Brito. She was playing some shortstop, playing third base in the most recent games. And then Rookie of the Year, Carlin Pickens, although her teammate, Reese Atwood, makes it very difficult. I feel like they're going to be in a race for Rookie of the Year. Reese Atwood, the catcher from Texas, who just won 2 national championships, who's been catching Carlin Pickens for the Blaze.
Some big matchups with these 2 teams and Carolina coming up very shortly in this season. Sydney Sherrill at the plate, 1 for 2, a double, and was hit by a pitch last night. It was a 12-3 run rule victory for Oklahoma City in the first of 2 games. These 2 teams played a couple weeks ago in Portland, with OKC winning 2 of 3. See the tear Sherrill's been on as well. It just feels like everything is trending up. This lineup top to bottom, extremely dangerous. Everyone in the lineup reached base at least 1 time last night. Sherrill up the middle for another base hit. The AUSL continues tomorrow. Texas, Chicago, Game 3, 8 Eastern on ESPN2. Chicago going for the sweep and their 7th consecutive victory. They are approaching the AUSL record for consecutive wins that the Talons set a year ago at 8. Chicago only 3 games back, or 2.5 games back of Utah now, which is pretty incredible from where Utah was in the standings, and they actually will match up right at the end of the season for 2 games in Rosemont. So that could be a series that you might be playing for the #1 seed and basically a bye in the playoffs.
The Talons won the championship last year in the inaugural season, and their team was built around pitching and defense, and it really is how their team is built around again. But they've been getting some pretty good offensive production from Aaliyah Andrews and Jadlyn Alchin and Bree Ellis having a breakout season.
Lauren reaches out and tags it to right. Powell is there to make the catch. Harper able to get into third base, but there's 2 outs.
They, of course, beat the Bandits in the inaugural AUSL finals that we had in Tuscaloosa last season, but that Bandits offense, I'm just imagining them going up against the Talons pitching staff with Montana Fouts and Jordina Korek and Megan Faremo. I mean, imagine if they were playing like tomorrow night, how that matchup would go with the way that both teams are playing right now.
Lisa Fernandez, the general manager of the Utah Talons. Jenny Dalton-Hill, the general manager of Chicago. I would say those two know a little something about winning, going back to their college days. Oklahoma City, great two-out hitting team recently, and great with runners in scoring position yesterday. 7 for 10 with runners in scoring position. Almost all of that was with two outs, too.
The way that this team is hitting with two outs, they just feel unstoppable. I mean, eventually they get an out because there's 3 outs in every inning, right? But it just seemed like yesterday when they got 2 outs, they pushed even harder, scored even more RBIs, hitting .655 in their last 2 games with 2 outs.
20 RBIs in that span. Double steal, throw home, not in time. Harper using the speed with Cheryl taking second.
It was a great read by Amari Harper to see what Mia Davidson was going to do in this first and third situation. And Amari Harper, as a runner at third base, you just have to trust yourself. Read the defense. Look to see what that throw is going to do. She had to have had such a good jump. It seemed like she was leaving before Mia Davidson even let go of the ball. Look at this jump that Amari Harper gets. She's creeping toward home plate and barely gets her hand in there. Mia Davidson made a heck of a tag. She was so quick to get that ball from Kenley Cahalan and quickly put the tag down. But I think Amari Harper's hand was just barely able to get in there to tie up this game.
Amari Harper, the 14th overall pick in the college draft out of Oregon this year, was a third-team All-American there. Has been an excellent addition to this team.
And how about a different wrinkle in the Spark offense? We look at the Spark offense and we think high power, high slug percentage. They lead the AUSL in home runs. So to maneuver a play like that, use a little bit of their speed, makes this Spark offense even that much more scary.
2-2 to Jenkins, jammed her up and stays alive. That's not a fun pitch to deal with. 71 up and in.
Carly Hoover is not scared to go inside to these left-handed hitters. We saw her do that against Maya Brady when she struck her out as the leadoff hitter for this Spark offense.
Two-two, Hoover was headed to the dugout. Thought she might have painted the inside corner.
It was maybe a little bit inside, but this is what I'm talking about. She's not scared to go inside. There are not a lot of right-handed pitchers that will tuck a pitch in right there and avoid hitting the batter just a little bit too far off the plate for Hoover.
Jenkins to first, where Sydney Stewart is looking good after getting hit by that pitch earlier in this game. OKC on the board. We are tied after 2. Yesterday, Sydney Romero, another big day. Kenley Cahalan, the rookie out of Florida, also hit a home run. This is a big game for these two teams. Portland and Oklahoma City tied at 1 apiece after 2 innings. A much different feel to the games they have been recently playing, whether it was against each other or against other opponents. That is strike 1 from Elena Votter. Tori Vidalis leads off the inning for Portland. 9-1-2 due up. Megan Grant due up 3rd this inning. They would love to have some runners on when she steps to the plate. You talked about it earlier, Amanda, the home runs that Portland's hit. They've not hit a ton on the year, just 13 of them, but all but 1 of them have been two-run shots or solo shots.
And they're trying to get someone going like Tori Vidalis. She had an off day yesterday, just gave her a little bit of rest, just a day off, maybe to clear her mind in the starting lineup today, and hitting as a DP and in the 9-hole, which you don't see very often for Tori, but trying to find a way to get her hot. A veteran for this Cascade team that can really do some damage offensively, but coming into this game, hitting 150, just 1 home run, the 5 RBIs that she has, but has a clutch gene in her body that has been there since she played at Texas A&M.
Saw that last year in the championship. This is out to right field where Jenkins is. 1 out in the inning as we go to the top of the order. If you are not familiar with the AUSL, just announced a couple years ago, June 4th, 2024, Athletes Unlimited announced the AUSL. And then Kim Eng, this was the moment I think everything really started to move forward. April 16th, so about 15 months for her in the job. Pretty darn good run that she's been on. The MLB announcing a strategic investment in the league toward the end of May last year, just about a week before opening day. And the Talons made history last July, winning the first ever AUSL championship. This year we get expansion, we get a different playoff format, and everything is trending up again.
I mean, we thought last summer in the inaugural season was so awesome with sellout after sellout and all the different places that we went. We didn't have home stadiums last year. We had a barnstorming tour that went all over the country with 4 teams, and they played each other in all different venues. But this season, it's different. You got 2 expansion teams, which are the 2 teams that are actually in this game, the Portland Cascade and Oklahoma City Spark. And you add home locations to where these 6 teams that we have now have markets that they actually have home games that they get to play in front of a home crowd for the first time.
Traditions in the building, too, that these fans have loved. And look who's here. We're close to Norman. Patty Gasso, one of the greatest all-time, the head coach of Oklahoma softball, in the house tonight. We had the pleasure of welcoming her last year into the broadcast booth, actually.
Yeah, she did a great job. She's sitting directly in front of us. A lot of former OU players that are on this field and probably just wanting to come and take in an AUSL game regardless.
And she could also be working a little bit. Also the head coach of the national team, so they've already announced the rosters for the events this year. But
if you're the GOAT, you're always working.
Yeah, that's right. Otis chopper up the middle. Romero, one of Gasso's former players, spinning, but not quite in time to get Otis. And it'll likely be the 2nd hit of the night for Corby.
And how about this pitching change that the Spark decided to make after the first time through the order against the Cascade? So gave that first time through to Elena Votter. Now they're going to bring in another pitcher that they brought up, or that they were waiting for to come from the Japan Diamond League, and Jalen Ford, who has had some really electric innings in the circle. Gotten a ton of swings and misses, and her pitches have been moving like crazy from the left-hand side.
For Jalen Ford, 5 of the 6 earned runs she's given up in the 13 innings pitched came against Chicago. So her other 3 outings, not against the Bandits, 6 innings, 1 hit, 1 earned, and 9 Ks.
Well, there's a span in the lineup now for the Cascade that have 5 left-handed hitters in a row, starting with Megan Grant all the way down to the 6th hole in Kendra Falby.
.30, staying away from Grant. Kenley Cahalan on deck, 1 for 2 with a solo home run in last night's loss. Grant taking all the way. She hustles to first just in case Otis wanted to take a turn for third, but it's first and second with just one out.
You could see how careful Jalen Ford was wanting to be with Megan Grant, who sits at the top of home runs in the AUSL and who just hit 42 while she was at UCLA, trying to be really careful pitching against the rookie. And now a big opportunity for Kinley Cahalan to come up. The hitter that hits behind Megan Grant has to be clutch in these situations, because Megan Grant for the rest of the season is going to see that a lot, pitchers pitching around her.
Now, we have not seen this spot yet force the hand of a pitcher to go at Megan Grant. She had one of the best protectors in the country in Jordan Woolery this year, who is also in the AUSL, plays for the Utah Talons. Cahalan bit on that pitch, and she is behind 0-2. Kenley was the final pick in the college draft this year, number 17. All 17 players signing yet again this season. Cahalan takes on the outside corner. Big out number 2 for Jalen Ford.
Could tell exactly what she wanted to do was not give Megan Grant anything to hit and then attack Kinley Cahalan. Got her to chase a rise ball out of the zone and then take this curveball for the strikeout. But that was a big out for Jalen Ford coming into this game with where the Cascade are at in their lineup.
Kennedy Powell hit by that pitch. Jalen Ford was asking if she was over the plate, but no. And it'll load the bases now with 2 outs.
Looked like that pitch was located in the river, that area between the batter's box and home plate. And Kennedy Powell did not make, or ended up, maybe they're actually, sorry. Thought that she was still in the box, as it took her a while to get down to first base. But I think that Jalen Ford was arguing that that pitch was in the river and was not fully in the batter's box whenever it hit Kennedy Powell.
It's a big opportunity for Sis Bates. 1 for 2 in the first game against the Spark. Hitting just over 260 on the year. Sis, a former 3-time All-American and 3-time Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year, playing for Heather Tarr in her college days at Washington. 6th-year pro now. Probably one of the most noticeable and likable humans that you can find in the sport.
He always plays with a ton of joy, and she's known big time for her glove, and usually playing a middle infield position, playing second base tonight. Saw her play a lot of shortstop whenever she was at Washington.
Two from Ford. Sis chased him, but he gets away, and this is going to work out for Portland. Bates is on, and Otis scores.
Right now, Cascade will take runs in any way that they can get them. Bases loaded, that changeup ends up in the dirt. It's a strikeout for Jalen Ford, but turns into a drop third strike with 2 outs, and Sis Bates makes her way to first base.
Kendra Falby to left center field, not known for her power, so she beats the outfielders. Falby around second, and she is going to clear the bases with a triple.
Kendra Falby oftentimes will show slap or drag bunch. She has a lot of different tools because she has a lot of speed, but here she keeps her feet still and swings away, and the outfield is playing so shallow because they're not expecting Kendra Falby to swing away like she did. She clears the bases. They move Falby up in the order, and look at her come through. This is what the Cascade needed to get their offense going. Kendra Falby creating a big spark for the Cascade with that swing.
Saw Falby's reaction at third base. Portland probably thinking something finally goes our way offensively, and it's the assist-based strikeout that gets away to keep the inning going for Falby to then clear the bases.
It was a big swing. This Cascade offense has struggled with runners in scoring position. And look at, we talked about the Spark scoring with 2 outs. Now it's Cascade in this inning scoring with 2 outs. Those 2-out runs are so important in this league. Even talked to Amber Flores, the head coach of the Spark, before the game, and she was emphasizing that as well. And now the Cascade get in on the 2-out action.
Just the 5th time this season that Portland has scored more than 3 runs in a game. They've put up a 4 spot here in the 3rd. Sydney Stewart hit by that pitch. It looked like on both legs, right in the knee region. Her first time up. Stayed in the game. Still playing first base, and now her second at bat. Kind of off the handle here into center, and that'll fall. And Sid Stewart, who's been robbed a bunch of times this year, finally gets one to go her way on a blooper that drives in another run.
And the Cascade are getting a few things to fall and go their way. Sydney Stewart gets completely jammed and eaten up by this rise ball, but Bubba Nichols-Camarena is playing center field and is playing so deep because of the power that Sydney Stewart has. That ball just lands in front of her. Another 2-out run for Cascade in this inning.
And this looks like it's going to be a pitching change. Amber Flores coming out, and Jalen Ford's night is done for now. She could always re-enter later in this game. She'll take a seat. 6-1 Portland. Maddie Penta out of the bullpen when we come back. Is fueled by Gatorade. Sun setting in Oklahoma City, not far from the promised land is when it comes to college softball. OKC needs a little magic though in their home building, trailing 6-1, and now the second pitching change in the 3rd inning as this Portland offense has come to life. Maddie Penta, the 3rd-year pro out of Auburn, enters. Her last 2 appearances after a rough start when she returned from Japan. She's gone 5 innings, 5 hits, and just 2 earned runs. But somehow they've got to get out of this inning and calm things down. They know their offense has enough to come back in this game.
They absolutely do. We've seen the Spark put up a ton of runs very quickly with their power. But all 3 pitchers that joined the pitching staff late, coming over from the Japan Diamond League, now pitching in this game, from Vaughter to Ford to Penta. The Oklahoma City Spark started the season, because those pitchers were in Japan, with a all-rookie pitching staff.
Davidson to left field. It's gone. Mia Davidson's first home run of the season extends the Portland lead. This offense has come alive.
Getting some big swings and getting their best swings off, getting on time with runners on base. We've not seen the Cascade do this a lot. And we'll say, Chucky, there have been moments this Cascade team have put up a crooked number in one inning. They put up 12 runs against the Blaze in the opening series. Had a big 7th inning against the Texas Volks in a series, but it seems like when they put things together, they put it together quickly, like this Mia Davidson home run that got out of the park quickly.
Let's go down to Anna with Mia Davidson.
Mia, you guys are a completely different team today. What kind of fire did you come in with, and what was the mentality of this dugout?
I think we just got to keep going with our team. You know, we are a fun team, play loose and relax and trust each other, and that's what we did. We had a little talk this morning about just being who we are, and that's what it did. We're working.
All right, well, you got to get right back out there. Thanks, Mia.
Torrey Vidalis grounds out, but Portland giving Oklahoma City a little taste of their own medicine. That 2-out rally, they played 7 in the inning.
It's been building up for quite a while. Take it up to 10 when I turn the dial. Feeling a deeper purpose, a deeper meaning.
7 home runs for Megan Grant in her rookie season so far. That's tied for the AUSL lead, chasing that record as well as the college one she set this year. Portland leads Oklahoma City 8-1 as we go to the bottom of the 3rd. And Megan Grant mic'd up live in the field. We are watching you this year, and it looks like you've acclimated really well to this league. But what has been the biggest difference from the college game to the pro game?
I would definitely say the zone to start off. That was a little bit of hard getting adjusting to.
Maya Brady leads off the inning and takes inside ball 1.
Megan, you have some familiarity with Maya Brady, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Maya, I've seen a lot of those Brady Baja Blasts, so. Yeah, car! Guys, this is a lot harder than it looks on TV. I see Hannah Flippin do this easily, but I'm like, I gotta lock in and then answer some questions. Like.
Well, I think the last time you did it, maybe you were in right field because you haven't done it at third base this year, right?
I haven't done it at all. No, this is first timer. This is crazy.
Oh.
Yeah, I can.
1-1 pitch from Hoover. Into left field. Otis going back and catches it at the warning track.
Megan, we obviously have watched you hit a bunch of home runs, and I'm curious, where did you feel like this home run explosion for you came from this year at UCLA and bringing it into the AUSL?
Honestly, I got to credit the staff at UCLA and, you know, also all my hitting coaches. Just shout out to them because it takes a long, long time to perfect your swing. And, yeah, car! And just with that, I mean, the 4-year experience, just getting to know the strike zone within college and just perfecting my swing. For me, my senior year was about rinsing and repeating consistency as much as possible. Yeah, car!
0-1 count to Sydney Romero, 1 out in the inning. Megan, I feel like I've heard you talk about UCLA, and you just love wearing those 4 letters across your chest. Obviously, you're from California, but why was that connection so special for you?
Honestly, I committed before the rule change, and I came from baseball, so I didn't really know much about college softball. I'm not going to lie to you. So I didn't know much about UCLA and its prestigeness and the richness of the program and everything. When I first stepped in, I didn't really know who Lisa Fernandez was, and that was a whole ordeal. Yeah, I got in big trouble for that one, but obviously I know she's the GOAT, and just getting to know more people in the game, like Natasha Watley as well. It's been super fun to just know more about the program, and just, I can only say that I love it so much.
Megan, how hard was that transition for you to make, going from playing baseball your whole life to then playing fast pitch softball?
Honestly, when I was younger, I didn't think much of it. It was just me playing ball, competing. It was kind of like with my brothers in the backyard, so it reminded me so much of that. Yeah, Ken!
Oh, nice play by Kenley Cahalan. 2 outs.
I got you.
That's my Southern Belle.
Yeah, car. Let's go!
That'll bring up Sydney McKinney with 2 outs in the inning and nobody on.
Sid! Yeah.
We just saw the play by Kenley Cahalan. We've heard multiple times that you and her have kind of struck up a friendship. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I would say that's fairly accurate. You know, sometimes I can't really understand what she's saying because she has such a deep accent. I was like, I need subtitles with her sometimes, but I think it's hilarious.
Oh, that is great.
I love that you guys have become friends. How hard was it for you, Megan, to make that transition with coming from the World Series and turning right around and starting your pro season? What's that been like for you?
It's been really fun, honestly. I mean, I've been waiting a while to just jump into this league and meet all the girls, and they've just welcomed me in with open arms, so I can't thank them enough for that experience. It's just been all fun all around, like a dream. Spot.
Just outside. Megan, I have to ask you, we've heard about, is there a 45-pound weight and a sled that you travel with? When did this start? What's the story there?
So it's a drill that my hitting coach gave me, and it started a little near, it started a little near the end of college, but I've just loved it, and just any way I could to just keep that routine, keep my drills any way I can. It was really hard the first series when I came because I was just chugging that thing around, but one of the heads of AUSL offered to put a sled everywhere I went. I got you. So that was credit to him because he made my life a lot easier. But yeah, so we got sleds in all states, 45 pounds, just chugging it around.
Into right center field and gone. Delaney Wiz, another former Bruin, gets on the board and cuts the lead to 5.
A lot of UCLA Bruins on the field right now that can do some serious home run damage, and Delaney Wiz is one of those. Gets a drop ball in the outside corner, 70 miles an hour, just stays on it, lets Carly Hoover provide a lot of that power. More 2-out scoring for the Oklahoma City Spark against the Cascade. They did it again, and that was a much-needed swing after a couple of quick outs for Carly Hoover toward the top of the lineup, getting Brady and Romero. McKinney gets on, Wiz drives her in. They get a couple runs back.
That'll bring Amari Harper up. Still 2 outs, nobody on in the inning. Megan, we appreciate the time. A+ on your first time mic'd up in the field. We appreciate it.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
That is Megan Grant, the now former UCLA star, current professional star. Portland thought they might have got out of the inning there, but instead, it's going to go down as a foul ball. Harper fouling that off of herself.
Okay, so before the Delaney Wiz home run, we showed a Megan Grant home run, and you're probably like, where is that coming from? Like, why are they showing this? Well, we were going to ask her about that home run because it was the furthest home run ever hit in AUSL. It was her first home run as a professional, 313 feet. They're playing in Durham against the Carolina Blaze. It was off of Carlin Pickens, and she hit an absolute bomb.
Awkward spot. Cahalan scoops it up and fires to first. Couple nice plays for Kenley Cahalan in the inning. Oklahoma City likely going to challenge this. We've seen Cahalan do that a number of times in the past week, it seems. What does your gut tell you about this play? I thought live it looked like out. What did you think?
I thought live it looked like safe.
Oh, okay.
So I'll be interested to see how bang bang it was. Out by just a half step. Good eye over there, Chucky.
You'd never make it as an umpire.
I know, and I completely agree with that. How about this Kenley Cahalan play? Getting that on the short hop, the stretch by Sydney Stewart, her being able to transfer that ball and make the throw so quick.
A quick review from our replay official, and that'll do it for the inning. Oklahoma City does get a pair on the 2-run shot for Delaney Wiz, her 6th of the season. We're going to the 4th inning. There is one inning that stands out above the rest. It's the top of the 3rd, Portland's 7 spot to build this 8-3 lead. It's something that Portland needed so desperately just to get this offense going, and it wasn't necessarily an inning filled with fireworks. There were a couple big swings, but they would have gotten almost nothing had there not been a drop 3rd strike. Allowed Sis Bates to reach base and keep the inning going. Now Corby Otis steps in to lead off the top of the 4th for Portland. Led off this game with an absolute blast over the left field wall. Otis takes the first pitch outside, ball 1. First full inning of work for Maddie Penta. She gave up a 2-run home run to the first batter she faced, Mia Davidson, and then retired Tori Vidalis to get out of the inning.
You think about the tone that Corby Otis set with the home run to lead off the game. And that swing was powerful. It sent a message to the rest of her team, and they decided, of course, to lead her or keep her in the leadoff spot for this Cascade team. They made some other offensive adjustments, but the way that the ball sounded off of her bat in this home run, it just sounded different. She knew right away, 2-0 count off of the starter, Elena Votter, and that set the tone for the Cascade offense.
Swings through it, strike 3 for Maddie Penta to start off the 4th inning. More AUSL on Tuesday night as well. Carolina will be in Portland to take on the Cascade, 8 Eastern on ESPN2. Another one, 2 of those kind of 4 teams right in the mix for a top 3 spot. I keep saying that, but eventually we're gonna have to talk about Chicago as a challenger to Utah at the top of these standings.
At Portland, their home field, they've gotten some awesome crowds. This Portland Cascade team, they've only had 3 home games. They've been on the road for what seems like forever, just trying to grind it out, but finally they're gonna get a chance to play back in front of their home crowd.
This is their 16th game of the season, 13 of them on the road. You see how important this is for Portland. They could jump back into the top 3. They'd be a half game ahead of Carolina if they win tonight. It would put Oklahoma City into a really tough spot. And OKC will welcome Utah here in just 4 days' time for a 3-game series. Utah just wrapped up their home slate last night with a Bree Ellis walk-off home run. This is picked off the ground by Harper as Grant is retired.
Just a big out and a breath of confidence every time you're able to get somebody like Megan Grant out with her home run power and being able to roll a ground ball to Amari Harper, a little bit more off the end of the bat. A couple of quick outs for Maddie Penta, who is the 3rd pitcher that has come in for the Spark.
Cahalan takes upstairs 2-0.
Maddie Penta is still going to throw with good velocity like the way that she did at Auburn, where she at 1 year was SEC Pitcher of the Year. Oftentimes go to her drop ball, screwball, rise ball mix, so she can go to all 4 quadrants, because oftentimes a pitcher is either really comfortable going east and west with her curve and screw, or maybe more north and south with a rise and a drop ball. But Maddie Penta can give you just about a little bit of everything: drop, screw, rise, curve ball, and then even mix in a changeup. All of those pitches she uses pretty evenly. Right now trying to figure out this turf that they play on here in Oklahoma City, and it kind of is maybe deceiving if you're watching this at home, because I think that this turf actually looks like a nice dirt field, but this is an all turf field in the outfield and infield.
Penta got it sorted out, delivers strike 2. Winningest pitcher in Auburn softball history. 76 wins and a 1.79 career ERA. That one gets away from her, kind of slipped out of the hand almost.
I've seen hints of that beautiful sunset that is kind of out around this field. We're showing Maddie Penta a little bit. Oh, there it is. Hints of the pink behind her. That's beautiful.
Well, Cahalan walks. It's some pretty severe thunderstorms in the area last night. A much calmer evening.
A little bit cooler too. Yesterday the feels like temperature got up to 110, and when we started the game it was just hot before all that weather came in and kind of cooled it off a little bit today.
No one happier about the temperature dip than our 3rd member of our team, Anna Camden, who is no longer in the sun beating down on her. She is enjoying life, trekking across the field between innings. Powell Foul ball down the right field line. Falls behind 0-2. Oh-2. Oklahoma City pitching staff started the season with 5 rookie pitchers before Ford, Vaughter, and Penta returned. Powell chased that outside, and she is retired. Just the second time they put up a clean inning. Well, Sydney Sherrill actually helped out Anna Camden recently, who's a former D1 basketball player, but she's trying to get her going, trying to teach her how to hit.
I'm Sydney Sherrill.
And she's gonna teach me
how to swing a bat.
Let's go.
Get your good stance, good athletic position. Honestly, the more relaxed and rhythm you can have in this bat movement.
Yeah,
there you go. Knee, hips, hands. Knee, hips, hands.
Was that 2?
That was it. Get here. So almost like weight on
So you're
it.
low.
Yeah,
Okay.
low. You're never low. You are never low.
I have some like delusional athlete confidence that I'm gonna hit the first one. I hit it! Yes! Oh, that was bad.
That's okay. It's up to
Turn.
you in the middle.
Turn. That's it! All right, let me get one more. I need to get one more in the air. Oh, not that kind of air. I think I'm ready to suit up. Thank God the radar gun's not going. Okay.
All right, Amanda, what's your review of Anna's hitting ability?
I am very impressed, Anna, with how quickly you were able to hit a line drive, make some good contact, and I think that you did a better job, no offense, at hitting than the pitching that you also attempted. But how did you feel?
Okay, I don't think I'm quite ready to face you in the circle, but I will say that head coach Amber Flores, I came to the dugout after and she said, when are you ready to suit up? So I was feeling pretty good about that, you guys.
I'm a little bit worried for you, though, all 6'2" of you, maybe with the strike zone that we have here in the AUSL, what that would mean for you and your height.
I know Sid was actually explaining to me like where it would be on my body, and that's when she was like, you are never low, because it's definitely going to be elevated for me. And you know, I had to get low. I had to figure out my hips and everything. It's a new sport.
So fun. I'm curious, one more question though. How difficult was the pitching aspect of it for you as well that you did that same day?
Yeah, I did film a pitching piece as well that'll be played later on this season. Guys, my arm was so sore the next day, but I would say the hardest part was surprisingly the footwork. I didn't realize how specific the footwork was in that circle. That caught me by surprise.
Nichols Camarena into foul territory. You hear Cahalan taking charge, and there's one out.
Well, speaking of pitching, the Cascade needed a quality start from someone. And Carly Hoover was a probable starter for today's game a couple of days ago when they listed out the probable starters. Kelly Maxwell got the start yesterday, only made it an inning. They had to find a way to make things feel different in the circle, and Carly Hoover has been that veteran force in the circle for them to be able to go deeper into this game. Past 5 games entering this one was a pure struggle for the starting pitchers for the Cascade. They were only lasting an inning, 2 innings here and there in their last 5 games, only going on average 1 2/3, and they've gone 2 3 in that time span.
Their longest in the last 5 was 2 1/3. This was a team that was putting up complete games. They had 2 complete games against the Talons in a sweep of the best team in the league. 2 complete games. The other performance was 6 1/3. Cheryl fights that pitch off in the 0-2 count.
And we're talking the rest of this pitching staff for the Cascade is Kinsey Brown, a rookie from Arizona State. Sam Landry, who was in her 2nd year, who just graduated from Oklahoma not too long ago. And Sam Landry had been throwing very well. This Cascade pitching staff had really found themselves for a good chunk at the beginning of the season. Number 2, number 1 in ERA in the league. And it's just been a struggle for them the last 5 games. That's why this Carly Hoover start and this run support behind her is so important for the Cascade in this game.
They gave up 28 total earned runs in the first 12 games of the season. In the last 3, they've given up 32 earned runs. A shocking number. Slow roller to Cahalan. She has one of the strongest arms that you are going to see on a softball field.
Those numbers that we just showed the last 3 games, I mean, those are the types of numbers that will keep every pitcher up, the pitching coach up, the head coach, the general manager up, because this team, we talked about it earlier, this team was drafted to be built around a strong pitching staff, and to give up those kind of runs and not have the type of offense that the Spark or the Bandits or the Talons or Blaze or any of the other teams have had, it really put this team into a bind and a struggle.
They've got all home cooking after this game. Day off tomorrow, and they'll open a 2-game set with Carolina. Every game the rest of this season for Portland will be played in front of some of the best fans in women's professional sports as Jessie Warren paints the line in left, and she has a stand-up 2-out double. We've seen this story from OKC with 2 outs, so hang on. This inning might be far from over.
Bit of an off-speed pitch that is up in the zone, and Jessie Warren is able to hit hard down the line. It's a tough one for Megan Grant over there to even try to get a glove on. High exit velocity coming off the bat at 74 miles an hour.
Sarah Gordon will run at 2nd for Warren, and Grace Jenkins, the 9 spot, and the rookie out of Arizona, has the opportunity with 2 outs. Second time Jenkins has come up tonight, and both have been runners in scoring position opportunities.
Well, this is a really big batter, Chucky, for Carly Hoover to go at Grace Jenkins, a rookie at the plate, with Maya Brady on deck, Sydney Romero in the hole. The top of this order coming up for the Spark, who have been so good with 2 outs. And the Cascade and Carly Hoover have to find a way to get an out here. And it's something that with 2 outs, their pitching staff and defense have been struggling with in their last 3 games. Opponents against them with 2 outs hitting .618 in their last 3 games. But before that, 12 games before that, just over 200.
Jenkins chops it back to Hoover, and they get out of it. So Brady back to the dugout. She'll lead off the next inning. Carly Hoover getting it done so far tonight.
of games ago, Jada Coleman had the at-bat of the season against Ali Carta. Bottom of the 6th inning, hit a grand slam after an 8-pitch at-bat to give the Talons the lead. It was epic. Everything, all the energy that Jada Coleman brings, it was just unbelievable. And then they brought that energy into the top of the 7th inning and turned this double play. Look at this toss from Savannah Jaquish to Hannah flipping that turn at second base. This is the Talons team coming off of a championship last season, trying to defend that championship this season. Even got their rings, and they are off to the hottest start in the AUSL.
10 complete games as a pitching staff, 2 more than the league total last year of just 8. And then last night, Bree Ellis, a walk-off home run off of Carlin Pickens, and that capped the home slate for Utah. Their first season, of course, having home cities. Utah based in Salt Lake City at the University of Utah. And that place has been rocking all summer. This is slapped down the left field line, foul.
Yeah, their fans have been electric. They got to see them get their rings for winning that championship the other night as well. So it was the last homestand that really went out with a bang. And these rings are absolutely beautiful. What's your favorite part of this again?
It is the custom cut diamond for the Falcon Eye. Like, it's unbelievable.
They are really beautiful, those rings. All the detail that went into it with the words or the phrases or the diamonds and the shapes of certain things. It's just gorgeous.
I do like the caw on the inside of the ring engraved onto each one. There you see on the top right of that graphic. They've got their chant that they'll do with their fans, the U caw.
It's tough with 2 strikes there. But no more home games for them. We're not going to get to hear the caw chant anymore with 2 strikes.
Have to make their way to College Station. Sis Bates putting together a nice at-bat here to lead off the 5th inning for Portland. 5-6-7 due up off Maddie Penta. Penta looking for her 3rd strikeout. Sis pops it up toward Romero. 1 out. Live coverage of the championships Wimbledon continues tomorrow. The round of 16 matches on 2 networks. ESPN2 will have the matches from center court and number 2 court beginning at 6 a.m. Eastern, and then ESPN will feature the number 1 court beginning at 8 a.m. All matches streaming on the ESPN app.
Madison Keys plays tomorrow, as well as Taylor Fritz. So I'm so excited to get home, watch Wimbledon all day tomorrow, and then watch the USA soccer team tomorrow night, as well as an AUSL game tomorrow night. As everybody knows now that Patty Gasso is in the stands and going for pictures and autographs nonstop in front of her, or right in front of us happening.
This is life of a legend. Very close to your home city in Norman, Oklahoma.
And at this field, there's just nowhere really for her to hide.
She was here with her husband and one of her granddaughters. Falby again into left field. What a great night for Kendra Falby. 2 hits. She had a 3 RBI triple earlier in the game.
Yeah, that was swinging away. Remember, we talked about her keeping her feet still and swinging away. Here she goes to her slap. So more of a power slap where she's running through the box, makes good contact, and just able to lift that ball out to left field. Out of the reach of Romero and in front of Sydney McKinney out there. Kendra Falby having herself a night.
Sydney Stewart takes strike 1. She's reached twice in this game. One of the best on base percentages on the team at .444, and things are starting to fall for Sydney Stewart, the reigning Big 12 Player of the Year and a 2-time All-American in her 2 seasons as an Arizona Wildcat. fastball, be a lot of speed at first base. Stewart takes a massive hack at that pitch.
Well, that pitch was moving vertically as well as a little bit up. That is 8 to 9 inches of horizontal break for Maddie Penta. That pitch was dancing.
A 1-2. Stewart just tipped it. She tipped it toward the on-deck circle. Mia Davidson. Taraya Flowers having some fun with that. Stewart goes down on strikes.
I think Maddie Penta looks really good tonight. This might be the best outing that she's had since she returned back from Japan, and one that she got out to a hot start right away. There's been other times where maybe she came out, bit of a slow start where she gave up some runs and then settled in after. I like the way that she entered into this game and has been on right away. And that strikeout against Sydney Stewart with the drop ball, it's a little bit off speed.
Mia Davidson at the plate. Another big chance for Mia. Runner on first. She was the first batter to face Penta back in the third and has one of just 2 hits off of her, but Mia's was a 2-run home run. Great location on the inside corner.
It's a good spot.
Mia Davidson, certainly not the first great player out of Mississippi State by any means, but in this kind of generation that we've seen with Athletes Unlimited, she's started a little bit of a trend coming out of Starkville. With her, Sierra Sacco Ferry, who's playing on this same team as well. Raylan Chafin last year as a pitcher. And now Peja Gould, who is a pitcher for Oklahoma City. And this one earlier for Mia, her first of the year, had to feel good.
And that was in that big third inning where they scored 7. Mia Davidson got in on the action too, and one that got out of here so quick. Just let out a roar. I know that that felt good and just something that this team needed. Her first home run of the AUSL season.
Swing and a miss. Back-to-back Ks for Maddie Penta. Going to the bottom of the 5th. Maya Brady leading things off for Oklahoma City. An offense that certainly has plenty in it to come back in this game.
With the first pick, the Spark pick, Maya Brady.
Being picked first meant so much to me. I was honestly kind of more like, oh, this is a bragging rights thing because no one else in my family can say that they were a #1 pick. So I guess that was like a notch on my little like athletic board. I am truly excited to be in an environment where people love softball. And I think that's something that we all know about Oklahoma City. Last year I was fortunate enough to play under Coach Lisa, and now getting to play for another one of my coaches and with a lot of former teammates, I think would be an awesome opportunity. And I love winning in blue and yellow, so it's always special for me.
Well, when she has been on the field, they've done a lot of winning in the blue and yellow, both with UCLA and with Oklahoma City. Struggled when she was on the IL, but Brady back now trying to lead off the inning and get a rally going in front of a lot of fans who love her. Takes the first pitch outside.
Yeah, she mentioned playing for Lisa Fernandez last year, the general manager of the Talons and her old UCLA coach. And Lisa is still on the UCLA coaching staff. And then now playing for a new general manager and Kirk Walker here at the Oklahoma City Spark.
Brady to center! See you later! Her 6th of the season. Well, that's how you start a rally.
The ball just flies off of Maya Brady's bat. She can beat you in a lot of different ways, but none hurt more than a home run like this down the zone, and she knew it. She said, yes, go ball. And it went.
264 feet. Hit one 310 earlier this year. Sid Romero to left field. Didn't get all of it. Caught by Otis. One out. Let's go down to Anna with Maya Brady.
Maya, 6th home run of the season for you, and so important as you guys try to climb your way back into this one. What were you looking for there?
Honestly, just out-competing every single pitch. I think, you know, my last at-bat, I was like, I am right there. And so just not giving up on that and not deterring away from it, you know, just having a strikeout first at-bat. I don't think you let it set the tone for the day. So just competing against a great pitcher.
And you just told me this headband is new as of yesterday. So is this the home run headband for the Spark?
I guess so. I just take whatever's handed to me.
They're like mini little fireworks.
I know.
Thanks, Maya.
Thank you.
That is probably going to get handed to her quite a bit then. The way she's swinging the bat. She's just an incredible athlete in general. I mean, we talk about everything she can do on the field, but she is just an unbelievable athlete.
And I can't wait to see her play center field again, because right now she's just coming back from that injury. She's just in the lineup hitting as a designated player, the DP, which obviously is still going to bring some punch to this Spark team. She came up with a big bases loaded hit in yesterday's game. That was with 2 outs. It kind of broke things open and created an even bigger rally for the Spark. But as Maya Brady goes, this team goes, and she is so much fun to watch play. I cannot wait to watch her defend center field again soon.
McKinney pops it up to Cahalan, and there's 2 outs. Let's go down to Anna with more on Maya.
Guys, in a normal family, Maya Brady would unquestionably be the best athlete, but in her own, she's got some competition for that spot. Her uncle, you may know him, is Tom Brady, 7-time Super Bowl champion, and the two were talking recently, and he was just encouraging her to be confident. She said his confidence and preparation is so inspiring to her, and he's really taught her the value of being so overly prepared that nothing surprises you on the field. And Uncle Tom's advice carries off the field too, guys. Maya said they've also been talking about jobs and careers outside of professional sports, and the example that he set of knowing her worth, knowing she's more than just an athlete and can pursue multiple things. Hearing her talk about him, he's clearly a pillar of inspiration and encouragement in her life.
An unbelievable family pedigree. Tom Brady, one of the uncles. Kevin Youkilis, another uncle, who's a 2-time World Series champ with Boston. And then her mom, Maureen, All-American pitcher back in Fresno State's heyday. She was an All-American in the circle there.
When you heard Anna talk about just the power of hard work and preparation and what that means to her. And Maya Brady came in so prepared to this season. She wasted no time to get going. There was no ease in for a game, 3 games, 5 games. Offensively for her, defensively even into this season. She came in ready to play. You could tell that she had prepared for months coming into the season. And she's been awesome to watch.
She will be playing with Team USA at the World Cup group stage later this year. So playing for the woman sitting in the stands right now, Patty Gasso.
She's such a great teammate. Look at her. She doesn't know that we have a camera on her. She doesn't know maybe even that Patty Gasso is here watching her, but she's at the front of the dugout cheering on her teammates. Not a selfish player at all. This is Maya Brady, not even knowing that we're talking about her on national TV. This is just who she is as a player and as a teammate on this Spark team, as a leader for them.
Hoping another fellow Bruin can do something here. That just fell out of the glove of Mia Davidson. Delaney Wiz has already homered in this game. She is 3 for 6 in the 2 games against Portland. A double, a 2-run home run. And a full count with nobody on and 2 outs. Swing and a miss. Hoover bounces back after the leadoff home run.
Maya Brady just has all of this natural talent and a natural, beautiful left-handed swing. Takes Carly Hoover yard, puts a run on the board for the Spark. They continue to climb back and trust each other.
No shortage of the long ball in this one. Portland trying to bounce back and snap what is now a 3-game losing streak, all in run rule fashion. Carly Hoover, their longest pitching appearance in the last 5 games so far, through 5 innings. Delaney Wiz and Maya Brady have both homered for Oklahoma City, who will not feel like this is anywhere near over with 2 more opportunities to come to the plate. They've got to keep Portland off the board, though, in the top of the 6th. Tori Vidalis is 0 for 2. Ground ball right side. The frustrations continue for Tori.
It'd be big if Cascade could get a little something going here and respond back to the few runs that the Spark have put on the board since they put up that 7 spot in the top of the 3rd.
Entering this game, 22% of Portland's runs this year came in 1 inning. And that was back in the third game of the season against Carolina when they had that 12-run record-setting inning. And then here they are tonight with 8 on the board, and 7 of them came in just 1 inning. So they have 2 innings this year with 19 runs scored.
Just seems like things come in bunches for them, and whether it's winning games in bunches, losing games in bunches, scoring runs in bunches, going on a run with their pitching staff. I mean, it just seems like they kind of ride some pretty big ups and downs in the momentum category. They could just learn how to spread out those runs to some other innings. I think that this offense would feel a little bit more confident.
Otis down on strikes. 4 straight retired for Penta. AUSL continues tomorrow. Game 3 between Texas and Chicago. The Bandits going for the sweep and going for their 7th consecutive victory. They are just 2.5 games back from first place Utah, so could pull within 2. Megan Grant swinging first pitch and spins it down the line. She was doing everything she could to beat that out, but will not. A quick 1-2-3 inning for Maddie Penta and Oklahoma City. Amari Harper will lead off next.
Carly Hoover looks really good today. I have a really good feeling she's going to shove. It's a great day to be a Cascader. Go Cascade.
You ain't catching that one.
I foreshadowed this game.
Kenzie Brown earlier said Carly Hoover, she can have a great night. And then she's reminding us, she foreshadowed this.
She knew it. She could feel it, and maybe the rest of the Cascade teammates could feel it, and coaching staff. I mean, this is a start that the Cascade needed from Carly Hoover tonight, going deep into this game. Been 5 starts before this one that a Cascade pitcher had not even made it out of sometimes the second inning.
Delivers the first pitch in the bottom of the 6th inside to Amari Harper. OKC just 6 outs to work with against Hoover and company. Would your pitching plan be right now? How much of a leash do you have for Carly Hoover here in the 6th?
Yeah, definitely needing to attack this leadoff hitter. It seems like they've gotten into some trouble when they've let that leadoff hitter on board, and then just continuing to attack the strike zone. I think that she's looked really good when she's placed her drop ball on a corner and not left it out over the heart of the plate. It's been tough for the lefties and the righties to be able to handle her speed down in the zone.
Harper right side. Bates is there, and there's one out.
Just like that. Drop ball, inside corner, jams her up.
Let's go down to Anna with more on Carly Hoover.
Well, Carly Hoover has a unique part of her game day routine when she's pitching, and it's eye drops. It has nothing to do with the weather or the wind, but she told me it burns like mouthwash, and she likes that feeling, actually. It helps her reset and clear her mind in between each inning and approach with a fresh mind. Amanda, I'm curious, did you ever have like a reset ritual as an athlete? I know for me, it was switching my ponytail up.
Yeah, honestly, doing that too, like redoing your hair actually is a really good reset routine, as crazy as it might sound. And, you know, just for me, probably going to the end of the dugout, we're just regrouping, kind of having a little bit of time to myself, and then getting back in the front of the dugout and cheering for my teammates. But the eye drop situation and comparing it to loving the burning, like from mouthwash, is an unusual one for me. Like, that is not a common pitcher routine there by Carly Hoover, who's always willing to try something new.
I love it.
Pitching with this intensity tonight that you feel from her in the circle.
Swinging and it missed from Bubba. That is strikeout number 5 now for Carly Hoover.
Next to the plate, second baseman number 24, Sydney Sherrill.
It's a curveball that moves away from Bubba Nichols' Camarena. Look at the spot of this pitch. About 2 balls off the plate at the perfect height. And, you know, this has to just feel good for Carly Hoover. We have seen her now, I think this is her 3rd appearance that she came back from Japan. And her first one, she looked lights out against the Volts. The second one, she struggled just a little bit against the Bandits. But last season, she got injured. She was playing for the Blaze, and the first inning that she pitched for the Blaze, she got injured, and we didn't get to see her pitch last summer. So a lot of these hitters have actually not seen Carly Hoover because of that injury last summer, and she wasn't in the league before that.
Remember like 3 minutes ago when I asked you about the pitching plan, and now she's a strike away from going 1, 2, 3 in the 6th? This is the plan.
Yeah, I was going to circle back to the plan and say, I think I would have done this right here.
Good call.
Stuck with this plan.
I knew you knew ball.
Just cannot stress enough how needed this start was for the Cascade, and to bleed confidence into the rest of their pitchers too. This is a really strong but young pitching staff. Carly Hoover is the oldest veteran on staff. Peyton Gottschall, Kelly Maxwell, Sam Landry, and Kinsey Brown, who you heard in the Into the Game. They're all young.
Portland closing in on a huge victory over Oklahoma City. OKC has won 3 of the first 4 matchups between the two. It's the final time they will meet, and it will give Portland that extra boost of room between them and Oklahoma City. The gap right now is 1.5 games. It will be 2.5 games if Portland hangs on to win this. Inside ball 3. Sherrill has battled back after falling behind 0-2.
Well, I think that's just another thing that Carly Hoover has done so well tonight. Is we talked about this early on, but she's still doing it now. She's not scared to go inside to these left-handed hitters, and she's bringing it at 70, 71 miles an hour, still almost 100 pitches into this game.
To Hoover, fields her position well, and it is a 1-2-3 inning for Carly Hoover. OKC 0-8 when trailing after 6. She's got the Cascade in a great spot. The AUSL is fueled by Gatorade. That's how the night started. Corby Otis with an absolute blast to left field. We've seen a few more long balls in this one. Mia Davidson's first of the year. Maya Brady and Delaney Wiz both for OKC. And we have reached the 7th inning. This is what's at stake. Portland jumping back into the top 3. They'd be a half game ahead of Carolina. Top 3 make the postseason. 2 and 3, a 1-game play-in for a chance at the #1 team in the league in a 3-game series. We have a softball game every day until July 20th.
And it's been that way for a while. And then so we have a game every day until July 20th. And then we wait a couple of days for the play-in game in College Station, which the 2 and 3 seeds will be playing against each other in that game in College Station for a chance to play in the finals against the 1 seed. Best 2 of the series, best 2 of 3.
2-1 count to the leadoff hitter, Kenley Cahalan, here in this 7th inning off Maddie Penta.
I like this new format, though, that we have. We have 6 teams now, so additional teams competing to play for that championship.
See, the July 23rd is the play-in game, and then the championship will start 2 days after that, the 25th through the 27th. And I know you're, of course, a pretty big fan of where it's being played at Davis Diamond at Texas A&M.
It's a beautiful stadium. I'm sure that that place will be rocking and rolling. It might be a little bit hot, but, you know, we have faced warm temperatures this summer, so I think everybody will be used to it by then in a couple of weeks, but should be awesome.
Cahalan sits on the off speed over to Sherrill. 1 out. Another big one for Portland coming up in a couple days. Tuesday, they return home, and they'll play the rest of their games this season at home. They welcome Carolina, just a 2-game set between those two. They met on opening weekend of the season. Carolina winning 2 of 3. That game 8 Eastern on ESPN2 and the ESPN app. So Chicago, Texas tomorrow. Portland, Carolina on Tuesday. We have a pinch hitter, and this is a big development for Portland as well. Just coming off the 7-day injured list, Sierra Sacco Ferry. 10th game played this year. She had started the first 9, but hasn't played since game 3 a couple weeks ago against Oklahoma City in Portland. She's had a slow start to the year offensively, had a really good rookie campaign after she was a first-team All-American last year at Mississippi State. Played for Utah last season.
Yeah, it's big to get her back because I feel like her at-bats were getting better right before she got injured. And hopefully she can keep that momentum going with her at-bats and just add an extra offensive weapon to this Cascade offense. They're just trying to figure out their identity along the way and score some runs for this pitching staff.
Inside at 70 miles per hour. Maddie Penta, outside of the first batter she faced in this game, Mia Davidson, who hit a 2-run home run back in the 3rd. It's been excellent. 3 2/3, 2 hits, and just the 1 earned run, 5 strikeouts. They got a good start out of Elena Vaughter, too. She went 2 1/3, only gave up the 1 run, and it was on the first batter she faced tonight, Corby Otis, a solo home run. So there's some positives in the pitching category. And Jalen Ford, who struggled tonight, had been really good in her last couple outings. That was Elena Vaughter in the dugout, standing next to the rookie out of Belmont, Maya Johnson.
And they have Spark have their hands full coming up playing the Talons at home for a couple of games. That should be a good one to see. That Talon's pitching staff going up against the Spark offense and what feels like some must-win games for the Spark. And even going into this one, Amber Flores, their head coach, said that this game felt like the biggest game of the season for them. And you know that if they're saying that tonight, they're going to say that on every game moving forward. They don't play again until Thursday, July 9th. So they'll have a couple of off days to get ready to regroup and face that Talon's team.
Sacco Ferry to the right side, and Harper keeps it off the turf. 2 outs. Coming up after the game, it is Sports Center with David Lloyd.
Now batting second baseman number 22.
Get you caught up on a busy weekend. Wimbledon, World Cup action. Big one tomorrow for the U.S. men's national team against Belgium. Sis Bates on the ground, and she beats it out for an infield single.
She beat her good friend there, and Sydney Romero maybe caught her playing a little bit back, little soft slap off the end of the bat, using the speed of Sis Bates there. Good read of the defense to just get this off the end of the bat. It kind of dies, and Sydney Romero has to do everything she possibly can, as perfectly and quickly as she possibly can, to get the speed of Sis Bates. It's an infield single. First hit in a while for the Cascade off of Maddie Penta.
See the 6, 7, 8 hitters for Portland. 4 for 8, 6 RBIs, couple extra base hits. They have felt like they've had an identity tonight, and they've just had much better at bats. It's been a gritty performance.
They needed this game, they needed this offense, they needed the start from Carly Hoover. I mean, it had been a tough stretch, those 3 run rule losses in a row. Nobody wants to go through that. That's a tough pill to swallow as a competitor, a softball player, an athlete. Not easy to take those losses and be like, oh my gosh, is our entire season going down the drain, and panic. Like, they needed this game right here to get back on track, especially before going home and get to play in front of their Portland fans finally. Some important games for them down the stretch.
Hillsborough Ballpark is beautiful. We got to do their home openers there, sold out crowds, unbelievable atmosphere, tremendous women's professional sports city, Portland. Cascade joining the Fire and Portland Thorns FC in the WNBA and the NWSL, 2 teams that consistently rank in the top 3 of attendance on average in their respective leagues. We got to see that firsthand with the Portland Fire. Falby fouls that off of Wiz, who is a bit shaken up behind the plate. Delaney Wiz has pretty much been the every day, every inning catcher for Oklahoma City this year. Kinsey Hansen-McKenzie, the Oklahoma star, is on the temporary inactive list, pregnant with her first child.
You look great. Right on the inside of her ankle.
See if Wiz is able to continue. They do have the newest member of this roster, Sarah Gordon, who was the Georgia catcher, spent the first almost month of the season with Utah. Was recently picked up out of the reserve athlete pool by Oklahoma City. You see her there on the right talking to Maya Brady. Looks like Delaney will try to stay in this game and get this final out of the 7th. Hoping this only takes 1 pitch in a 2-2 count with 2 outs. Little off speed. Penta going to chase this down with a glove flip to first. Trying to inject a little energy into this team with just one final chance. Maya Brady hoping for an opportunity. She is due up third in this inning. She's already gone yard once tonight. The AUSL continues tomorrow night, 8 Eastern on ESPN2. Game 3 between Texas and Chicago. And then Carolina-Portland kick off their two-game set in Portland, Oregon. That game on Tuesday at 8 Eastern on ESPN2. And then on the 8th, that's at 8 Eastern on CBS Sports Network. A lot to be decided in these final 2 weeks of the season. Hard to believe, but we are almost to the 2-week point remaining. These two teams, along with Chicago and Carolina, a lot of matchups coming up between those four that will decide the fate of the postseason. Carly Hoover stays out there. She's going to try to go the distance in this. A pitching performance that they desperately needed. Here is pitch number 100 of the night for Hoover, and it is a strike to Jessie Warren.
This important leadoff hitter. Again, we talked about it, and the 6th inning is one of the key ingredients to Carly Hoover's success to try to close out this game is getting this leadoff out.
Swing and a miss by Warren, 2 strikes.
That curveball has been moving. Her and Maddie Penta's curveballs both have been moving a ton, breaking 8 to 9 inches across the plate. These right-handed hitters.
Just missing. It's just so good to see Carly Hoover throwing again. You mentioned what happened last year, just appeared in the not even one full inning. Had a tremendous career at LSU playing for Beth Torina. 71 wins in her career there, a 1.74 career ERA, strikeout machine. Inside, Warren hits the deck, 3-2.
Well, and did she hold her barrel back is the question on the check swing. Carly Hoover right away went to it, and so did I, because if that barrel would have broke the plane, it would have been a strikeout. So when Jessie Warren falls, she immediately tries to keep her barrel back as her body falls down. It does a good job of it.
3-2 from Hoover. Got her swinging. Hoover fired up in the circle.
It's the kind of move like her curveball, but it was a runner that was called. Moves away from the right-handed hitter, Jessie Warren, off the plate, gets her to chase. Man, that is a big out for Carly Hoover trying to go the distance.
Season high in strikeouts for Carly Hoover, and delivers strike one to Grace Jenkins. And Anna has more on Carly.
I just heard Carly say to her pitching coach, "Thank you for getting my connection back." They were fist bumping, going through all the pitches that felt good tonight, and it really feels like Carly and her pitching coach believe this was a breakthrough game for her this season as she's getting herself going from Japan.
Gets the pop up here over to Sis Bates in Portland, is 1 out away from a very important bounce back victory.
Well, you know what stuck out to me as well tonight is just Carly Hoover's composure. The way that she's catching herself at moments where a pitch might not go her way, she immediately is able to regroup and rebound and gather herself like a true veteran, not let her emotions overtake her. I think it's a way that she's grown from watching her pitch all the way back at LSU to the pitcher that she's become now. So they want to take a timeout before Maya Brady comes up to the plate.
We have seen this team go off with 2 outs. Scored 6 runs in the 3rd inning yesterday. We showed you the 2-out hitting earlier in this game. Maya Brady already a homer in this one. 3 hits in the last 2 nights after missing 4 full games. Top 4 in this order yesterday, had 9 combined hits. This would be the group to do it. Brady, Sid Romero, Sid McKinney, and Delaney Wiz. Inside, ball 2.
And that's why those 2 outs were so important. The strikeout to Jessie Warren, being able to get Grace Jenkins quickly and get to face his top of the order with 2 outs. It's never easy to face his top of the order, but you'd love to do it with 2 outs and nobody on.
Staying well inside to Brady. Brady pops this up. Cahalan calling for it. Otis will take control, and that'll do it. A complete game win for Carly Hoover in Portland.
Look at her fired up to her teammates. This complete game win. This is more of the type of Cascade pitching performance that we were used to seeing early this season.
Portland bounces back and puts 2.5 games between them and Oklahoma City in the standings. Just about 2 weeks to go in the AUSL season. For Amanda Scarborough, Anna Camden, and our entire crew, I'm Chucky Kemp. Sports Center is next with David Lloyd.